Diego Lopes lost this fight, but somehow got his win money, got his show money, and got a 50K bonus from a fight of the night over here against Movsar Evloev, man. Dude's jiu-jitsu is nasty. He is Alexa Grasso, the current reigning flyweight champion. He is her head grappling instructor. So the thing is, man, we knew he was dangerous. I said it coming in. He's a finisher. These are the guys that you got to watch out for because Evloev had nothing to win. And I felt like even though Evloev won, he still lost. So what do you think?
Man, how tight and how quick the submissions came out of the Lopez corner, man. That first arm bar, the knee bar, anything, the Kimura attempt that he had were so fast and so quick that I feel like even Movsar was surprised. He was like, oh, shit, my arm's here? What the hell? And, like, he needed to do he pulled some veteran moves, using other limbs to get the lock out, get the elbow past the hip, and all the stuff that, man, seemed like it was a necessity to do, in which he needed to have it happen to win that fight. And you saw him wincing a couple times at the end, Derek. As far as as much as the win was basically guaranteed, there was still a lot of moments right up to the bell where it was not, and it was still a dogfight. And that's why I like Lopez, man. I think that's why Dana White paid him a lot too, because this guy fought from bell to bell, even with the odds stacked against him, man. You gotta love it.
I mean, homeboy lived up to his chest tattoo, man. He said, dream, believe, and make it happen, bro. And that homeboy made it happen. I will say this. I was a little surprised at a couple of Evloev's lack of understanding of some of these kind of basic positions. And it makes sense because he's a wrestler, right? And he even noted, he was like, I'm not too good at jiu-jitsu, man, but his wrestling is phenomenal, clearly, right? But when you get to that position where you take somebody's back, you got a gable grip and you're hugging their waist, right? The number one thing that you should be doing as a jiu-jitsu guy to try to like open up a threat or opportunity is you put a Kimura lock on that arm that's right there, and then you go to use it to try to sweep or to try to get your guard back, or whatever the case. And he fell into that a couple times, and I was like, oh man, you keep going back to it. And I was like, you're not seeing it. And Diego Lopes, man, it just felt old school jiu-jitsu, man, like beautiful thing to see right here. But when he was on the feet, I thought he should have kept it on the feet a little bit more if he could, man, because he was cracking Evloev. And at the end of the day, like I said in the beginning, man, a new contender has been born in the featherweight division here in the UFC. But I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. You hung with the top 10 guy, a very skilled top 10 guy, but it also kind of went into your, how would you say, your wheelhouse in terms of your skill set. I think that was a good matchup for him. So do you think he'll fare well against the rest of the top 10?
Man, the top 10, what's the good and the bad thing for Lopez, man? He faced a top 10 fighter right away, so I don't think they're going to give him anything below 15 from here on out. Can he survive against the top 10s? Man, I don't want to give this guy a non-shot, but it's going to be a hell of a battle because you're right. I feel like Movsar played his hand into Lopez's fight game, where I don't think a lot of other fighters will do that. I'm going to say no, Derek, but I think in the top 15 he can do really, really well.
I think, believe it or not, they give him his next fight, not in the top 15. I think it'll be someone near it, but I think they definitely give the man a chance to definitely get the training wheels off in the UFC. He didn't really have them at all to start off with Evloev on 5 days notice. But all right, man. Last question, Evloev. This win doesn't do anything for him. Where do you go? You lost out on a pretty big opportunity, and now it's just you're in no man's land. I don't think he moves up. You know what I mean? What do you think?
No, he doesn't move up. I'd honestly be kind of surprised the odds makers don't move him down just off of that, man. Newcomer coming in, 5 days notice. You don't finish the fight. You almost get finished in the fight. You were basically in no man's land. Do you remember who he was supposed to fight before?
No, but let me find this out right now because I did have it down.
Oh, Bryce Mitchell.
That's right.
Yeah, I think they give him that fight or another similar fight back to another grappler again. Because it seems like that's what they wanted for this one. But I don't know, Derek. What do you think?
Yeah, no. I mean, maybe run back that Bryce Mitchell fight once Mitchell is healthy. It'll make a little more sense, especially because it's not like Evloev's performance was anything that was like, no, you need a top 5 guy now. Yep. Either way, big win for Evloev, but also big win for Lopez. Even without the win, big win. All right.